How many of you like or tried Mexican spicy food? By show of hands. Okay. So there are many ways to make enchiladas, and the typical ones consist of meat, cheese, and or chicken. So my mom taught me how to make enchiladas, which happens to be one of my favorite foods. Um, and by learning how to make enchiladas, I hope you guys can try them and share them with other people. Um, so I will talk about the ingredients needed to make enchiladas, the prepping and cooking of the actual enchiladas, and two ways they are made into other parts of Mexico. So, shall we begin? To make the tomato enchiladas, you will need the following. So, according to La Cocina Familiar en el Estado de Mexico, or a family kitchen in Mexico City, these are the ingredients: 18 tortillas, cheese, chicken breast, butter, a sliced onion, chipotle sauce, and garlic. I feel that this recipe is a little bit more tedious just because you have to boil the chicken and make sure it's like clean and everything. So we're gonna do it my way. So for the way my mom taught me how to make them are: you're gonna need 6 red tomatoes, 4 serrano chilies, lettuce, vegetable oil, tortillas, water, salt, no chicken seasoning, cream and cheese. So these are some of the other images. The utensils you will utilize are a pot to boil vegetables, a pot to heat the sauce, a pair of tongs, a pan, a knife, a cheese shredder, and a blender. So now that you know what the ingredients and utensils are that you will need, let's move on to the actual preparation. So preparing some of these things before, you're gonna have to use them afterwards, so that's why I like doing them before. So you're gonna rinse off your vegetables. According to the FDA, the best way to rinse off the vegetables is by how do you call it? I mean, the best way to rinse off the vegetables is by boiling them for a little bit or putting them in cold water, just so that there's no pesticides that will contribute to foodborne illnesses. So then once you have that, you're going to cut your lettuce and shred it into like little pieces. You're also gonna have to use a shredder to shred your cheese, and you're also gonna have to use a pot with water filled halfway so that you can boil your vegetables. So now the cooking part here. You're gonna put 1/2 cup of oil in the pan. You're gonna have the tortillas ready so you can be able to dip them one by one. Make sure that the tortillas harden just slightly so that later on you can be able to fold them. Any excessive oil, you're gonna wanna like pat them down with the napkin. After that, you're gonna wanna check your vegetables. You're gonna wanna check your vegetables. Once they're ready, you're gonna put them in the blender. You're gonna add a cup of water so that the sauce isn't too thick. You're gonna add a tablespoon of salt and a tablespoon of Knorr chicken seasoning. Once that's done, you're gonna put your sauce in the stove to low fire so that it can warm up. So, you're gonna heat your sauce for about 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure that you stir your sauce a few times just so that the sauce won't get burnt or stick to your pot. You're gonna dip your tortillas in one by one for about 20 seconds so that they can absorb all the sauce. But just make sure you don't leave them on for too long because then they get like soggy and then they don't taste as good. And then you're gonna begin dressing your tortilla. So you're gonna add cheese in the center of the tortilla, and then you're gonna roll them up. The way I roll them up is by just simply choosing 2 edges and like folding them midway. And and then you're gonna flip them over, and if you want, you can add more sauce on top, and then add the lettuce and ham and the cheese. So now that I have told you how to make them, I'm gonna talk about how they are made into the parts of Mexico. So, according to Mary Martinez from MexicoInMyKitchen.com, in Tamaulipas, Mexico, or her hometown, they add this thin piece of meat, which is called cecina. It's thin and it's rather salty, and they add them on top of the enchiladas. So that's one way they serve it in Tamaulipas, Mexico. Abigail Garcia from FlamingTortillas.com states that in Guanajuato, Mexico, they add pieces of shredded or diced potatoes on top of the enchiladas, accompanied by carrots and rice and beans. So now that you guys know how to make them, let's conclude. So by learning how to make enchiladas, I hope you guys can share them out with others. First, I discussed the ingredients, the preparation and cooking, and then I wrapped it up by telling you 2 ways they're made in other parts of Mexico. So next time you guys make enchiladas or any other delicious dish, I hope you guys can share them out with others so that other people can say that they tasted your food and share with others.